Hey guys, it's Michelle Patterson here with Ella Vaughn, and I just wanted to do a quick video. I just actually, my hair, it's that backlighting, oh my gosh. I just wanted to do a quick video here just to let you know. I meant to get ready with you for filming, but I already did my filming for the weekly reading. It's just kind of not a weird day. It was a very, very good day. It's just, I felt like a different schedule needed to be had. So now we're going to do a little post-show chat for this channel. And I also want to let you know that hopefully over this weekend, if I can't do it this weekend, I'll do it next week. I signed up for a food box so that I could cook at least one meal with you guys every week. Now, time, Easter's coming up, I'm going to be traveling, I may not be able to always do that, but we're going to try it over the weekend. So I'm going to get my kitchen set up. I'm going to see where do I put the cameras even, and we'll work on that as well. And, as things come up, I will do more videos, more travel reviews, and things of the like. So yeah, I just wanted to do like a chit chat, story time. One of the things that was coming up this morning, I would have chatted about this while I was doing my makeup, but I'll just chat with you guys here. I leased a car, okay, before I moved to Colorado Springs. Reason why I've never done that before. I've always purchased my cars. The reason why I wanted to do that because I was getting mixed information about how much vehicle I was going to need out here. So I figured if I lease it, and it's not the right car at the end of the lease, I can always just, I'll be here at that point. I'll be settled. I can buy another car, whatever. So now the lease is coming due, and I am completely like, okay, I don't want to deal with this right now. I just don't want to deal with this right now. And so if you guys have advice on what to do with a car at the end of a lease, let me know. But right now I am leasing a Volkswagen. Now, Volkswagen, as soon as I leased that vehicle, all that news came out about what Volkswagen was doing with hiding emissions testing on their diesel vehicles. It came out later that they were testing on animals and stuff. And that is, oh God, and there's like a huge history with Volkswagen with Hitler that I didn't know. There's information out there. I'm not here to bash Volkswagen. So I got to attach the word allegedly to everything I've said here. But go and do your own research and see how you feel. But anyway, I didn't know about this. I had already leased the vehicle by the time all this was happening. So now, last I heard, they're getting ready to go to court over this or something like that. Again, allegedly. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with my vehicle. So I love my car, but I also want the best deal. If there's something that's going to have like more warranty out there, stuff like that. So, oh God, where do I even begin with this? So my experience with Volkswagen people, actually, this might even become like a Volkswagen review. When I went to the Volkswagen dealership, I got my car in Ohio and I drove it across the country. So in Ohio, I first had this salesman who was really sweet, really easy to talk to. Like I didn't feel like he was trying to mess with me or play games with me or anything like that. Then for my particular vehicle, they were about to have a sale on that type of model or whatever, but it wasn't for a week. So this very nice salesman goes over to his boss just to see if he can offer me that deal a little early. Then I get this big like ex-military guy coming over who you could tell like this boss was like kind of salesman who he makes sales by intimidating people because he thinks people are going to be scared of him. And I'm not going to lie, he was a little intimidating. Very, very big man, very like, ooh, he's very cutting with his words, the whole bit. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of got shoved into this vehicle, and it ended up being a very lovely vehicle that works for me. It fits my body. If you're short, you know how it is to try to drive some cars because people are like, oh, you're going to lift the seats. You should have seen me in a Grand Cherokee trying to lift the seats up. My head was like this far from the top, and then I'm still having to like kind of stretch down to reach the pedals. And you can adjust the seat so you can see over the steering wheel and still touch the pedals to some extent, but how comfortable are you going to be with the design of the car? So this vehicle that I had worked for short people, tall people, plenty of room, the whole bit. So it ended up working out. The guy was very intimidating and kind of pushy, and he really I don't think he intended to lie to me. I don't think he meant to do that. But he was giving me bad information about registering the vehicle because initially I just went in to look. I was going to buy the vehicle or lease the vehicle out here. I wasn't intending to drive across the country originally. Anyway, long story short, he talks me into getting this deal right now because we're offering you this sale ahead of time and all this nonsense. And, oh, don't worry about registration. We take care of all that for you. That was not the case. I had to I had to pay for registration twice because what they told me was not correct. And it was a huge hassle. They're just terrible at communication. I showed up and there was all these other steps that I had to take before I could get the car. And it was like a whole big thing. I was actually pretty ticked off by the time I drove off the lot. And I was like, okay, whatever. It was that dealership in Ohio. I'll never deal with them again. So I get the car out here in Colorado and I had to do like this, I think it's a VIN verification or whatever because it's an out-of-state car. Had to go do that. That was fine. Took no time. I go for my first oil change at Alcera in northern Colorado Springs. I walk in. I had an appointment. So I walk in. By the way, cost of ownership for Volkswagens, not good. It's not good. My vehicle can only take premium fuel and my oil changes are about $90. Okay? Just so you know. You only need one every 10,000 miles, but they're expensive. Okay? So, and that was something that nobody let me in on before. Well, that was my own mistake. I should have, looked at the cost of ownership before I let that big scary guy, I held my own with him for the most part. He still won, but, that other guy, that dealer. But anyway, I go in for my oil change in northern Colorado Springs, and I walk into the service department, and literally there are two people standing at these stations at computers. They both glance up at me and just go back to their computers. And so I'm just standing there. I'm like, okay, maybe they just need to finish something up. 2 minutes pass by, 3 minutes pass by. I'm like, hi there, I'm Michelle Patterson. I'm here for my oil change. The guy looks up at me and he goes, and walks away. So I'm literally just standing there, okay? I was standing there for like 15 minutes. They're just walking around ignoring me. So I walk into the main area up to, I guess, like a receptionist. And I said, am I supposed to is this like the doctor's office? Am I supposed to check in here? like what's going on? And she goes, no, you just go out to the service department. I said, oh, okay, well, no one was helping me out there. Oh, just go back out. They're going to help you. She was really young and kind of snotty. And I looked at her and I'm starting to lose my patience now. I'm starting to get really angry now. And I looked at her and I said, well, I've been standing out there for 15 minutes and they saw me and they completely ignored me. So I'm supposed to just stand out there and wait some more? And she just looked at me like she's the victim. Like I just snotted off to her. And she was like, just go back outside. Oh my God, you poor baby. Oh, I'm so sorry you're having a bad day. Whatever, goodbye. Maturity, please. Can we get some people who are mature and can be professional and handle their job and be good at it? So I go back out and I'm standing there. I don't even know how long I was standing there. Another 5-10 minutes. And now, my face must have been red. I'm, tapping my foot. I'm ready to, just start screaming. And finally, someone looks over or no, it was the guy. That was what it was. I was going to say this woman came up, but before the guy looked at me, the one who initially looked up and then looked away, he goes, we'll be with you in just a minute. I didn't like his tone. And I'm like, okay, because I've been here 30 minutes. And I had an appointment. I was mad at this point. If I had walked in and they were like, hi, we're just running a little bit behind. Do you want to go have a drink or whatever? We'll be right with you. Okay, completely different scenario. But these people were just, when you just get people with personality disorders and they get jobs like this and then you have to deal with them? That's what this felt like. Okay. So then this woman comes up to me and she goes, oh, I can get you checked in here. And then she goes, how long have you been standing here? 30 minutes? 30? Why didn't you say something? I'm not kidding you. I was just I just looked at her and the guy is looking over well, she's been here a while. She did say something. Oh, I didn't. Oh my God. Oh my God. So anyway, they get me checked in and I said, how long is it going to be? And she goes, well, we're looking at a good hour and a half, 2 hours right now. What? Well, we took another repair in ahead of you. What? I have an appointment. Why didn't you guys call me and tell me what? Like, what is going on here? So they weren't honoring my appointment. Essentially, as I ended up being there over 3 hours. And they kept telling me 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes. I couldn't even go on with my life for a little while. It was hard. It was a hard moment for me. But anyway, what they essentially did was they took a walk-in, and it was a more expensive repair. So they put that person ahead of me and made me wait. And then and then they were just kind of rude to me, and it took over 3 hours. It took over 3 hours for me to get my oil changed. So I decided, I'm never going back to them again. For me, customer service is everything. I want someone to be professional, level-headed, compassionate. You got your job to do. I respect that. I'm the customer. You need to respect that. And let's just make out this deal, get our service done, like whatever's going on here, and get on with our lives. It doesn't have to be complicated. So then I decided I'm going to go to Bob Pincus down here in southern Colorado Springs and start getting my car serviced there. So my first oil change that I had over there, oh my gosh, such a different experience, like so good. Like I walked in and someone walked right over. Hi, good afternoon. How can I help you? Oh, I'm Michelle. Oh, yep, I knew that. I just realized what time it was. Hi, come on in. And they got working on my car right away. They were ready for me. The waiting room was lovely. And at one point, I guess they ran a little behind. So they came in and the woman was so nice. And she's like, it's going to be like another 20 minutes. Are you okay? Do you need us to take you anywhere? Because they have a car service that will drive you somewhere. I was like, no, if it's 20 minutes, no problem. So they did a great job. Yeah, it was running a little behind, but that's okay. And they took care of a few other things. It wasn't just an oil change. It was like a full service. I don't remember what they did. I didn't look at my paperwork. And they even, my license plate on the front had bent down a little bit because I was in a blizzard, and the wind kind of caught behind it somehow and bent it down. And she comes out, she's like, do you want us to reattach that for you? Because we can drill some more holes and get it really secure. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. So that was amazing. And that was one of those points where I was like, okay, when my lease is up, I think I'm going to stay with Volkswagen. I like how this went. Then, now it gets a little hard. Then I get this phone call from a woman. I don't remember what her name was, and I'm not going to say names here anyway, but I'm not sure if she's the same woman who then called me later or if it was a different person. I honestly don't know. Calls me up, leaves me a message, and says, hey, your lease is coming due. It was like coming due in like 8 months. But okay, if you have any questions about your lease, call us back. Well, I did have a few questions. So I call her back. I get a hold of her. And I start asking her my questions. And she goes, oh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, these are really great questions. I'm going to have somebody else call you back. And she named the guy. He'll call you back in an hour. Never called me. Never called me. Fast forward like a month or maybe 2 months later, this guy calls me. And he keeps calling at like kind of odd time. Like, most people are working at that time. Like, what? So he kept calling at weird times. And I finally got a hold of him. And I left him a message because then he wouldn't pick up when we were playing phone tag. So I left him a voicemail and I'm like, let's just make an appointment. Okay? So we did that. And he picks up and I'm chatting with him. Here he was in his car on his way to Denver. I'm like, why are you scheduling a time to have a phone call with me and you're not even in the office? Like, what is happening? Maybe that's normal. Maybe I just don't know, how that goes. But it just felt weird to me. And he goes, oh, so he gave me information. And then he said, text me the specs of your car, basically like mileage and stuff like that. Not specs, but, the information about your car and the trim and all that stuff. And I'll let you know how much equity you have in the car. So I did that. I texted him all the information. Never heard back from him. Another month goes by. Now this woman is calling me and she leaves the message and she's like, no, I know you're playing phone tag, but if you could call me back. I don't know. Throughout this whole thing, there was kind of this tone of, wow, you're hard to get a hold of. I'm actually not. I'm pretty reasonable. Like, if you tell me what time you're going to call, if we can set up an appointment, I'm there. If you just call me randomly at 10 a.m., I'm going to be working, Anyway, so So this woman calls me. I call her back immediately the next morning because I got her message. I didn't even see that she called. I got it kind of late at night. But she had called like again, like during work hours. And because I was working, I didn't see it. Right. So anyway, I called her back immediately the next morning because I didn't want to have this thing of like, oh, I'm stuck with clients. I'm stuck with, let's just talk. What do you want to know? What do you see? This was the other thing too. Why did 3 different people have to call me about information about my car? Didn't you get my contact information from a file that has information about my car? The only thing they would need to know is the mileage. And maybe if there were any dings or something. Dang, I've already told somebody. Like, what? So anyway, so this woman, I called her back and she's like, oh, you caught me at home. You know, I'm not in the office right now. Can I call you back later today? Is there a good time to call you back? And so we're talking back and forth. And I said, yeah, 4:30. Let's do 4:30. We agreed on 4:30. She was going to call me at 4:30. I scheduled my whole day around that phone call. 4:30 rolls around, she doesn't call. 4:35, 4:40, I'm not sitting here. I've already not gone out and done things that I had to do because I didn't think I'd be back in time for the phone call. So I call her. She doesn't pick up. She doesn't pick up. And I leave her a voicemail. And I'm like, okay, I cut time out of my day for this phone call. This isn't working. Here's my email address. Email me what you want to know and I will get back to you. Okay? Because this phone thing is not working. This is why I don't like phone calls. And it's funny because people always have this mentality of like, oh, we get more done if we call. No, you don't. No, you don't. You play phone tag and then somebody's like, oh, I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. And then they never do. With an email, it's in writing. You can remember the conversation, whatever. She never emails me. Never emails me. So now I'm at the point where I'm reaching out to other dealerships and I'm like, not dealership, not even Volkswagen, like other car makers. And I'm like, I don't like how Volkswagen's treating me. What can you do for me? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So anyway, that's been like the big life update there. So if you've leased a car before and you've been in a situation like that, tell me down below, how did you handle it? Like, what did you do when you got a hold of a very unprofessional like staff? And I don't even, well, maybe it's not fair to call them, well, not showing up for an appointment is unprofessional. And I don't care what you've got going on in your world. If you can't make it, then you have somebody step in for you. Or you call me up and say, hey, can we reschedule? Right? You don't just let me go. She blew me off. She blew me off. And so it's clear that they don't want my business. They don't care. So again, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. If you've dealt with Volkswagen, especially if you're in Colorado Springs, have you dealt with the Volkswagen dealerships around here? Is there a car that you would recommend? Give me those too, because I'd be highly interested in that. And just because I'm very open now. It would have to be a car lot that would be willing to buy out my lease or whatever. But yeah, I think it's time to move on from Volkswagen. I can't, I won't. They're wasting my time. They're not being respectful. And the whole twisting it around, like I'm difficult, like I'm the one that they can't get a hold. I'm like, I'm sitting here completely open and available to you guys. And you're just not holding up your end of the bargain here. So yeah. And just, as far as like car recommendations, I don't really use my car that much. I work from home. And right now, financially, I'm more focused on saving for a house. So car is not a priority. It's just something to get me around, maybe to take a road trip in. So something that's kind of comfy, but it doesn't have to be super fancy or whatever. Something very affordable. Again, because my finances, I want to put more of that energy towards paying off equipment, number one, and saving for a house. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I have to offer today for a life update. I'll get you those cooking videos. Please, please, please let me know down below what your experiences have been. I'd love to hear your feedback and your advice. All right, guys, take care. Sending you so much love.